feels slightly weird sitting in front of a camera again. I feel like I haven't really been making much content the last probably month and a half. I've still been trying to get these out, but you would have noticed probably the last week I didn't put any YouTube video out. Still want to do these every fortnight so I can sort of give more value to you guys. And yeah, wow, a lot's changed. Last time I was on here, I was in Canberra for a festival, and I know I was talking a lot about the community group and the community space that I was building. I had a call that same weekend while I was down in Canberra. I got a new member through that weekend. Currently, we are at 5 members locked in. It's been going very well. I have messaged a lot of people. I think it's like 75 or something. So I've got 75 people through that. The percentage of leads is like, I think I've got like 20 leads at the moment, or 30 leads. So the success rate is actually pretty good, but they're not confirmed members yet. There's like a trickle down, like you hit up X amount of people, and then you have X amount of people that are interested, but then from that you only have X amount of people that actually want in. I feel like part of that is the pitch. I have sort of played around with the pitch a couple of times. The second iteration of it wasn't as good. I also tried to hit a lot of different types of people up, some with a bigger following, like quite a big following. And so I think that also plays into the part of why I am not getting success from that. Not success, but like conversion, sorry. But yeah, bro, I've been full, like, all in with this. It's been really good. Over the Christmas period, it has been hectic, so there has been days where I can't do as much. But I've sort of tried to build a system and a structure for myself so that I stay on top of everything. It's been working really well, but before that, I hadn't had that set up, so I was sort of allowing myself to enjoy time off. But I think it was only 2 days where I didn't do anything, and bruh, the depression hit. I noticed that because I wasn't creating and I wasn't helping other people, but I just felt depressed, like I didn't feel right. Even though I was having good moments and spending time with loved ones and stuff, like I still need that thing to do every day. Like if I'm actually doing nothing, I get driven crazy. And there was a day where there was a lot of tension between me and the missus. And yeah, like I need to just be doing something all the time, you know? So yeah, there's been that. There's new music coming out next year as well. I have yet to run a rollout for any of that. It's 28th of December, so I got to get my finger out of my ass. Only reason I haven't is because I wanted to plan it as an EP, but not every song is fully recorded, mixed and mastered yet. I think there's only 1 song that's not recorded, but 2 that aren't mixed and mastered, which is why I was like, fuck, what do I do? But maybe I do something similar to what I did with my album, drop these songs as singles and then as a full EP, something like that, or a couple of songs and then the EP. That could be cool. That way I could sort of single file the focus on each track. The other thing, I don't know if I mentioned in the last episode, but I was planning to get a rabbit for my girlfriend for Christmas. That's also been a handful. We've had it for a week now. And it is chaotic. It is adorable, but it is fucking messy and chaotic. I'm so glad that I built a bunch of boxes and stuff around power cables, because this motherfucker, all he does is chew and shit. And I love having him. He's still a bit shy, but he's also getting a lot more comfortable. He's currently like sleeping, I think, which I didn't know that about rabbits. They sort of are very active during the morning and night time, like dusk and dawn. But then during the day, all he does is friggin' sleep, eh? Like he'll hide either under the bed or in my corner of my room here. Like the desk is an L shape, as you can probably tell. And then in the corner, there's sort of like another L-shaped box thing for stability, because there's a bookshelf and stuff. And yeah, he just goes behind there because it's pretty like dark behind there during the day, and I like to have the windows open. Trying not to leave him outdoors until later, just so I don't friggin' lose him. But he has been curious and wanted to get out. Two things also that I have been bought for Christmas that I had used a lot yesterday and I plan to use a lot today was an egg chair and an outdoor setting. Trying to do work but outside, bro, massive difference because I'm not fully locked in here all the time. I think this place has its space for stuff like this. I will probably make episodes out there now if the girlfriend's here and she's asleep or whatever, or just on a whim sort of thing. But it is easier in here to record these. You've seen though that I record these anywhere, so it doesn't matter too much. Another thing that's been on the agenda is I'm still reading Atomic Habits. You can see still not that far in. But every time I have like a spare half an hour just of downtime, I've been trying to read it. And I feel like a lot of it ties in with what I'm trying to do for this community space, and even for my personal life as well. There's a lot that I can implement and create to help other people and help myself. Another really useful tool I've been using that I know everyone's friggin' aware of now is ChatGPT. I have been abusing that motherfucker for this space. Not necessarily for all the answers, but just to filter out what doesn't work and make everything efficient, if that makes sense. So, sort of, as I said, I changed scripting and I noticed the conversion rate wasn't good. I had a coach hit me back that I had hit up, and he gave me a lot of good feedback. And so I sort of used that feedback to then put into ChatGPT and go, can you sort of, not rewrite, but rewrite, I guess, this script and sort of use these key points that this person said probably will not work, and rewrite something so that I can reuse that. So stuff like that, using tools like that. I've been using it to sort of help me structure stuff as well. So a big thing with this community space and my personal life right now is structure and systems, which I've never stepped foot in before ever. Like, I was not even aware of it for a long time. So I'm really trying to utilize that so I can create my own systems. Like, so for example, I've been using sticky notes, Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Slides, those 5 tools to sort of jot everything down. I've been creating separate PowerPoints and stuff. I'm not really using it to give me ideas. I don't want that because that's the human side of stuff, and I feel like that's the me side of stuff. People will connect with that more. There was actually a work meeting I had with the homies at Beats with Chef. I believe that was last weekend. Could be wrong on that. I think it was last weekend. And yeah, we had dinner, bro. It was I don't know why we haven't done it sooner, because I've been working with them for 3 years. I've been signed to them for 2 years. And bro, one of the best nights I've had in a long time. We talked a lot of business as well, and they wanted to know a lot more about the space that I'm trying to build. They gave a lot of good pointers and shit too. A big thing. So if you don't know even what I'm on about, I don't know how much I explained it last week, but I'm building a community space that is essentially for people that need more discipline and accountability and just being honest with themselves. And I'm essentially creating the systems and structures to help benefit you in that sense. So, for example, something that Chef had mentioned was what I should do. Actually, I think it was Uzma. She had mentioned that I should create these sort of seasons. So almost like a series of, in X amount of days, we will achieve this. So in 60 days, we will achieve responding to all messages. Something simple like that. What they were telling me was more action-based. But what I had found was, for what I'm trying to build, everyone is coming from a different aspect or different field sort of thing. Or different profession, that's probably a better term. And the common denominator, what I was trying to get at, is people who are go-getters, but that needed to be niched more. And so I think the common denominator is people who want more discipline, people who want more accountability. There were two things that they said were really, really good. And so I'm essentially building these systems based around that. So even though everyone's from different professions, everyone wants the same structure and same output. So what I have done is created these seasons. The first one is based on groundwork. So essentially just doing all the basic shit that you need to do. It's pretty much like mindset, right? Like setting all the foundations in order to then progress further down the line. And I'm doing these in actual seasonal seasons. So there's 4 a year. This first one, because it's new and because summer bleeds into the year before, is only going to be 8 weeks. So in 8 weeks, we're going to, we're going to set all this groundwork and achieve a base standard for ourselves, sort of thing. I'm still developing it, still in works with it, but I have got a lot of it done. I need to come up with a phrase of in 8 weeks, this is what we would be doing, instead of I know the concept. So the concept is in those 8 weeks, we will be laying this groundwork. I can actually probably whip up it right here. So, it's about building trust with yourself, focusing on one small ritual, not be perfect, not to impress anyone, just to prove to ourselves that we can show up consistently. So it's literally just, creating daily rituals to show up for ourselves, essentially. Through that, we will obviously have the weekly calls, but I want everyone to sort of set their own daily ritual and stuff as well on top of that. There will also be accountability partners, but on top of that, you will also be signing a declaration to hold yourself accountable. So I've got where is it? I'm not sure where it is. Oh yeah, so there. So I want everyone to write it on a piece of paper. For the next 8 weeks, I commit to showing up to one small ritual daily, even when motivation is low. I'm going to get them to write that, physically sign it, and then underneath, choose a daily ritual that they will do every single day. It should be no longer than 5 to 10 minutes, but it depends on the actual task and field that they are applying this to. So doing that and then actually having a checklist at the end of the day. I think there was 3 things on it. Did I do this? Did I do this? Did I do this? And then part of it will then be checking in with their accountability partner once a week. So I feel like in creating this, there's a lot of trust built because a lot of it isn't me just telling them what to do. It's putting it out there. They have to do the work. But we all sort of help each other out and bounce off of each other. So, yeah, bro. If you want to be a part of something like this as well, I will actually put the link to the onboarding call in the description below. Because this is I'm building this from the ground up. It's still early doors, but there is so much potential for this sort of space, and I know that this will be big one day. So if you want to be a part of it early, bro, click the link down below and become a part of it, please. Anyways, what else? Future plans. So going into this new year, it is currently the 28th of December. I will be posting this for tomorrow, so 29th of December. So it is at the end of 2025. I this year have achieved a lot, and I plan to achieve so much more next year. I think this year it was a year of growth. There was a lot of unexpected growth in the sense of I had all this shit planned and nothing went to plan. Everything that could fail did. And things didn't go as expected. I got kicked out of my mate's house. That was a big, massive thing. I had split with my partner. We got back together. I think I went skydiving this year as well. That was another big thing. Pretty sure that was this year. That might have been last year. I've still been releasing consistently. I dropped my first ever album that I had been working on for a long time that came from every point of my life. It's called Past, Present, Future. If you haven't listened to that, again, link will be in the description. What else? I got my own place. Forgot about that. So I got kicked out of my friend's place. I got my own place. We've got a rabbit now, so we've got a little family going on. I even noticed this place here, when I first moved out, I had literally bare minimum shit. Like, it was so... I was very minimalistic. I was very strict on, like, what I had because I just didn't have the funds for anything. I was having noodles all the friggin' time. I still am from point to point, but I'm having a lot more, like, full cooked meals. There's just a lot more furniture. It feels a lot more like home, which is really nice. I earned a lot of money this year. I lost a lot of money this year. I built these structures and stuff out for myself, so I got scammed for 3 to 4K, lost all that money, which created the person I am right now, and I'm super proud of, and it started this whole journey. What else have I achieved, bro? There's a lot. There's a lot to think of. They're the big things I can think of. I can't think of any other big things, but I plan for next year to, like... I want to get to a point where I can fully fucking quit my day job. I'm getting a lot of money from it, but I really, really, really want to work for myself and build this shit out fully. I want to, like, work for myself full time. I think next year is the year for that, and in building this, there's a very good possibility of that happening. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be, like, fucking rich and famous and, like, making all this money, but I want to get to a point where I can work for myself. So that doesn't necessarily mean I'll be better off. I might actually go backwards, but I've made the progress of creating this space and pushing forward. So I've done a lot more groundwork behind it. Financially, I might not be as good off, but there is room for growth there, and I could be a lot better off in the future. But it will be that big step of, like, I can now do this shit for myself. Like, I've worked this hard to get to this point. I don't have to work for someone else. That is a point I want to get to. So I don't make New Year's resolutions, but I'm saying this right now, manifesting this right now, that next year will be the year that I don't work my day job anymore. I will be fully in this shit. And, you know, like, it doesn't matter what realm it is. I just want to work for myself, and I want to be able to make these decisions for myself. I think that gives me a lot of fulfillment. As I've said before, creating and helping other people are the two things that give me the most fulfillment. I feel like in my day job I sort of do that, but I'm doing it for someone else. And I've been through that with the mentorship that I've talked about in the past, where they dropped it and I was building someone else's dream. And I don't want that for me. I want to build my own dream. I want to help people. Like, I want to build other people's dreams in the sense of they're coming to me, not I'm coming to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to rely on someone else's work in order to make a living. Yeah, I rambled a bit there, but it was well deserved. Like I said in the past, these are sort of verbal journals, so these are just dummy spits at times. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, man. Like, I think we covered a lot. I have just been rambling. There was nothing really written for this either. I've just been going at it. Yeah, pretty much. If you guys like this, want to see more of this, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm posting these every fortnight. And yeah, don't forget, there's a link in the description if you want to know more about this. Book a one-on-one call with me. You can become a part of this community. And yeah, bro, I'll see you guys next week. Well, not next week, the week after. I'll see you next week with a video anyways. I promise you that. And yeah, speak soon. Much love and peace.